Comica have released what might be one of the smallest dual wireless microphone systems on the market, the VDLive10. It's a consumer 2-channel wireless system with features that seem to be well above its competitors. G'day, my name is Gary, and on this channel I focus on the technical solutions for you as a part-time creator, so you can focus on making inspirational video content. For full disclosure, Comica have sent me this sample at no cost to me, but they haven't paid me in any other way. The Comica VDLive10 is available in two basic versions, a universal USB-C model and an iOS version with a lightning output. Now that's called the VDLive10 MI. The USB-C version is priced at $179 US, and the iOS version with the dedicated lightning output called the VDLive10 MI is $199 US. There's a link in the description that'll show you your local pricing. These are the items that come in the box. You get a protective hard case with built-in charging, a true 2-channel receiver, and 2 transmitters with built-in microphones. There's a USB-A to USB-C charging lead included to charge the battery bank via the USB socket. There's also an analog connection cable, which is a 4-pin plug to connect the receiver to your mobile phone's headset input. Now, this is an option that you may use if you don't connect digitally. Included with the universal USB model is a little adapter that slides onto the USB-C output of the receiver, and this converts it to a standard USB that can be plugged directly into your computer or laptop as an audio interface. Now that makes the system quite versatile. A cold shoe adapter is in the kit to attach to the top of a camera rig, and on the bottom of the cold shoe there's a quarter metal thread insert to mount on a bracket of your choice. The receiver just magnetically clips into the holder. 2 fluffy windscreens for when you're working in a windy environment, and I'm going to assure you, when you're using these mics, you certainly need it outside. Last of all, along with the instructions, you get a cloth storage bag that fits absolutely everything in the kit. Let's have a closer look at the main components. The compact case for the gear incorporates a battery bank to recharge your components so they're always ready for a shoot. And Comica says it takes 4 hours to recharge the battery bank. The power level indicator clearly shows the battery life of the charging case. The specifications note that the components take 2 hours to recharge, and you get about 3 recharges from the storage case. Initially, you'll see the battery charging status, red in charge mode and blue when it's complete. A quick walk around the receiver first. On the front of the receiver, there's an IPS screen that's quite readable in daylight. The power switch is on the right-hand side along with a toggle switch for stereo or blended mono mode. Now this is one feature that sets the compact system apart because many of the competitors only output a blended mono signal even though they've got 2 wireless microphones. The digital output option on the receiver is a universal USB-C plug, and Comica has an MI version with a dedicated iOS lightning plug like I suggested, but the USB-C universal model can be used with an iOS phone with the right adapter. Now a link to the adapter is in the description. On the back of the receiver there are charging terminals which sit nicely over the sprung terminals in the charging case. The receiver is held in place with a magnet. On the bottom there's an analog output to connect it to a headset connection on your mobile phone. If you're intending to connect the receiver to a DSLR, you'll have to use a TRS to TRS lead. I've placed a link in the description if you want to find out more about the lead that you need. On the front of the transmitter there's an LED indicator that flashes orange when it's seeking a connection to the receiver. Constant orange means it's successfully connected. The status light turns red when the mic is muted. Now on the left side there's a 3-position power switch. By switching it to S, you'll select simplex mode. This is the setup that gives you the option to plug in a lav mic via the 3.5mm input on the bottom. If you want to use the system in duplex mode so you can monitor the audio, for example if you're using Zoom or Skype or something like that, select the side that says D, the duplex mode. Now you can see the little indication that shows two-way communication. In duplex mode, the 3.5mm jack on the bottom of the transmitter becomes an output for headphones so you can hear the sound wirelessly from your computer or apps on your phone if they're compatible. Now below the power switch is a mute button which doubles as a sensitivity adjustment. By pressing it momentarily, you can select 4 levels of sensitivity on the mic. And by holding it in, you can mute the audio signal. Now if you're recording outside, these types of inbuilt mics are very susceptible to wind noise. Comica has supplied these dinky little wind socks. Unlike some others I've seen, Comica has put some thought into the way the sock is fitted. The manufacturer has designed a shaped soft rubber surround that effortlessly slides over the top of the mic. Look how easy it is to fit. It's done. It seems to hold well too, considering it's only a slip-on. Now you have to admit it must be quite difficult for manufacturers to settle on a method of holding on these windsocks when the mic is so small. The mounting clip is made of plastic and for its size it feels robust enough to hold up 14 grams of weight. Yes, the transmitter only weighs 14 grams. So far you've been listening to the Comica VDLive plugged into my Sony RX10 via an analogue cable. The only adjustment I've made is evening out the loudness of the recording. Now I haven't coloured the sound in any way, and there's not a lot you could do with my thin voice anyway, so I'll stop talking for a moment and allow you to listen to any background noise. Now let's get outside for a couple of audio samples with the gear, digitally plugged into my iPhone 12 Pro using the little USB-C to Lightning adapter. How are we going, bud?
Fantastic, mate. It's good to be here in Toowoomba.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been to the carnival for, goodness me, at least 5 years or so.
Well, Gary, it's been about never for me. This is the first time, so it's a real privilege.
And you've been in Toowoomba a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, when I was a young fella.
Yeah.
We're only here for 6 months.
Oh, did you live here?
Yes, we did.
I didn't know that. I've known you this long and I never knew you lived in Toowoomba.
Well, there you go.
Oh, goodness.
How far it goes. Yeah.
Testing.
There's another right. There we go, the Warwick Pipe Band. They've been around a long time.
I love the red and gold ones. Goodness. Can't remember the name of these. I planted them once.
Summing up the VDLive10, I've got to say that as a consumer compact wireless system, it really packs a punch. To have the extra features of true 2-channel as well as the duplex transmission for streaming is quite amazing. The IPS screen is very intuitive and easy to read and adjust the settings. There weren't too many things that I could pick up as being negatives considering it's a consumer product, but there are a few to bear in mind. Now there's a couple of other accessories that its competitors often include, like lav mics and TRS cables for the DSLR cameras, but in fairness a lot of these components that are supplied are not the best of quality anyway. In my opinion, the VDLive10 has some great features for the price that you're paying for it. Now let me know what you think in the comments section. I read them all and I reply as soon as I can. I've taken some time to pick out a few videos that you might like to watch over here. And in the meantime, I'll catch you later.